guys, what's up? It's Haley and welcome back to my channel. So if you guys haven't already, be sure to check out our proposal video because that's where I introduce my fiance.
Hello.
Say hi to people.
Hello people.
So in today's video, we're actually going to be telling you guys how we met because a lot of people have been asking me those kind of questions, and not only that, we're going to explain to you our whole process of being in a long distance relationship and hopefully giving you guys some tips. It was really hard, but we learned a lot from it.
We did learn a lot from it.
So we just want to give you guys some of our tips, and yeah. So first of all, let's tell them the story of how we met.
We met in Miami. She came with her friend who was also my cousin to Miami because some trip didn't work out for them with their other friends.
Basically, yeah, it was in grade 12. We were supposed to do like a trip with a bunch of our guy friends, and then our guy friends are just like, oh, we want to do an all boys trip. So then me and my friend are just like, okay, fine, then we're gonna go somewhere on our own. So my friend's mom and his mom actually started talking, and she's just like, oh, tell the girls to come here. We live like right on Miami Beach, it's like a 5-minute walk from the beach. And I thought it was like such a great idea, but I never actually met them before.
Yeah.
So we got on a flight. I'm like wearing my sweats with no makeup, nothing. So she picks us up from the airport, and I get to his house. As soon as I come in,
like I was already like with my Gymshark stringer, and I just came out from the gym. Like I was like making myself like a protein shake, you know?
Exactly.
It was like a perfect plan. She thought I was like a bad boy. Like, you know, like...
Yeah, listen, all I see is this guy making this protein shake in the kitchen, like wearing a stringer, all pumped up. I'm like, okay, this guy is like clearly like cocky and into himself and like not my type of guy at all. He's actually the furthest thing from that. In the first half of the week, he wasn't paying attention to me at all, which like actually really pissed me off. I'm like, what? I'm like, I'm a nice person. Like, why doesn't he want to be friends with me? He doesn't want to talk, and I had like a little bit of a crush on him. But like he didn't want to talk to me, it like bothered me so much. Only like 3 days before we actually left, it was Saturday night, and he decided to take us out.
Yeah.
So we all went out. We went out for ice cream.
And we just started to get to know each other. You know, from that point, that's when I like realized like, wow, like I'm actually like really like her.
That's pretty much how we met. We never really talked about like liking each other until we left. Once we separated, like I messaged him first. He didn't message me first.
I did
every first thing in this relationship. Pretty much like I messaged him saying like, oh, I'm really gonna miss you and whatever, and he's just like, oh.
The day of her flight, she said she wanted to exchange numbers, and she wrote, hey cutie, and I'm like, wait, I didn't send that. And the worst part is like I didn't know if she liked me or not, because again I was like very like naive of what was going on.
We kind of like became official really quickly. The only thing that kind of sucks about that is that I'm the kind of person, I really believe that if you want to have like a successful relationship, you should always be friends first, and I felt like only after I realized that that was kind of lacking in our relationship when we were long distance. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like we just like rushed things very quickly, and I think it's because of the fact that we were long distance that we rushed it right away. And neither
of us had really had relationships.
Like we didn't have as much relationship. Like we talked to people here and we had a thing with other people, but it wasn't like an official relationship.
So yeah, bottom line is that we were like talking for a long time. I think our long distance relationship was about like
4 months, something like that.
Yeah, and honestly, like we were both like in the 12th grade, so we were still in high school, and it was just so hard to like maintain talking to each other all the time. I feel like back then we were so not in a place where we realized that we have to be like giving each other space and everything. So there's a lot of things that we actually learned in our long distance relationship that I feel like would be really useful for people who are kind of entering it now. One of the first things that we learned is that like even though you're in a long distance relationship with somebody, you should still live your life, and even though like you really care about each other, don't only make each other your priority.
No, like even if your friends say, oh, we're having like a surprise birthday party or something like last minute, like you want to come, like don't not go because oh like I have to like FaceTime.
Like I have an internet date.
You know, internet date, you know what I mean? Like, you could always like work around, like don't make it like, yeah, the relationship is important, but don't make it your life, you know what I mean? Like, you also have a life to live, and like you were living life before you guys met each other.
Honestly, for us it was really easy because like I'm from Toronto, he's from Miami, so our time is like the same. I didn't have data until this year.
She didn't have data at all, so the only time I could speak to her is when she had like internet, like at school or like the library, something like that, you know? So it was like I couldn't even like message her on like WhatsApp. So like it was like honestly so hard, pain in the butt.
It was a big test like for our relationship to kind of see like how we were. I feel like another thing that people should do is like set a schedule. Don't just try to be spontaneous and be like, oh, I'll message you whenever I'm available, because it's very hard for times, especially when you're long distance, to match up in that way. I made a schedule that whenever I would come home from school, I would call him right away. So kind of like as we touched on before, another tip is just understand that like life does come in the way. Pretty much back then, every single time we used to talk, for example, like a friend of mine would call me and be like, oh, I need you, something happened, I'm upset, whatever. My friends have always been my priority at that point, especially because I just started dating this guy. So I was like, listen, I'm sorry, I know we were supposed to talk tonight, but like I have to go, like my friend really needs me. And there was like a little bit of him that inside, like it bothered him a little bit.
I think it was more the fact that like I had more time, free time available like than her. I got so much things going on. And again, it's not a bad thing, you know, it didn't mean that like I had nothing going on in my life.
We like understood that things come in the way and you can't always prioritize your relationship, like make that number one. Something that I actually wanted to tell everybody before you even enter a long distance relationship, because it's so hard, like honestly it's so difficult, it's really not easy. But what I would say is like the best advice I can give you is make sure that you and him or you and her or whatever are on the same page.
Make sure it's going somewhere.
For us, something that made it really strong is that we had a feeling we were going somewhere. And to be honest, what did end our relationship, because we did have a break in between our long distance and our relationship restarting again, only because of the fact that we weren't on the same page. Like we were both serious about our relationship, but I wanted to live here, he wanted to live there, so like how would we have made that work? And until we kind of like resolved that conflict, like we weren't able to, I guess, be okay with our relationship, because it's very hard being in something when you don't know where it's going.
Yeah, we were just long distance because like, oh, I like you, like I'm not looking to like
I'm bored, like
I'm bored, I want to
talk
to you, like,
and that's it.
Why it's very hard to like take in that emotion, just have somebody like play with your feelings, like play with each other's feelings.
Because honestly, you invest so much into the relationship, it's kind of like your baby, so you want to like make sure that it's at least leading up to something and you're gonna get something out of it. Something else that honestly, he taught me to do more of this because he was just like so good at this. Learn to surprise each other. And I'm not just saying like if you're long distance, like surprise each other like with yourself, but even like for example, for my birthday, he did this whole entire video. He like got everybody to say happy birthday to me and my friend, because we actually had very close birthdays. We got to like get this whole video of like happy birthdays, and he made this whole skit and he was being all silly, and then he sent us this entire package with like a mug and silly string and our favorite candy, like his favorite Gymshark stringers. It was just such a cute surprise, and it honestly brought us together even more, because if you're willing to go out of your way to surprise somebody, even send them a letter, send them a picture, make them like write them a poem, not write them a poem, write them a poem, no, like that's like a bit, you know, make something that will make them feel like they're valued. And the last thing, which I think is like the most important,
the root.
Yeah, you have to
trust each other. Trust is very important. Like, I remember there was a situation where I expected her to message me at like 6 o'clock or something like that after, and she didn't message me. I wouldn't do this now, but because I was so new and I just felt like, oh, this
like
is how
she has to always pay attention.
She has to pay attention. Like, that's what I used to think about, like when I was like, you know, like the boy at the time. So
you're a man now.
So I was saying like, why did she message me? And I was like kind of getting like mad for no reason, because that's what I felt like a boyfriend should do, like get mad when they don't message. You know what I mean? And then basically like I was saying like, she's like, oh, like, hey, sorry I didn't message you. And I was like, yeah. And I was being very dry, and she's like, oh, are you mad at me? I'm like, yeah. I was like trying to make her feel bad. And then she ended up telling like what happened. Like she just like had a bad day. She got into a fight with one of her friends, and you know, like her laptop wasn't working. But I didn't know that.
Even I said to him, I'm like, listen, you can't get upset about this.
Yeah,
like,
and I even me like after that I learned. Even after that, like I learned, I was like, why did you get mad for something so like? I got mad for no reason.
Yeah,
so
like
stupid.
Now thinking about it, he would never get mad about me not replying to him.
Trust is a very big thing. Like you know, sometimes you'll see them like, especially now like with technology, like, they have Snapchat now, Instagram. Trust them. Like if anything's bothering you or anything, like be open with them. Don't try to like beat around the bush or like hide things.
If anything's bothering you, exactly. If you feel like you don't see them enough, you don't talk to them enough, and you feel like you're missing that, like talk, be vocal, like be social about it, like make sure that they know your problem, your situation, and like if you guys are really like meant to be together, you're gonna work it out.
If it's meant to be in the future, it's meant to be.
And listen, we're not saying we're a perfect couple, because yeah, we did end up breaking up after those couple of months, because honestly, like I'm very logical, especially when it comes to relationships, and I just thought like no matter how great this guy is, like I'm not leaving Toronto, and like he's not leaving Miami. And yes, he is now in Toronto, but that's another story for another day. But yeah, ever since I moved here, we've been dating for over a year, and now we're engaged, and it's going strong, it's going good.
Very strong, thank God.
I'll keep him. I'm okay with him for now. Yeah, those are our tips for you guys. I really hope that you guys enjoyed and you got to know us.
You guys learned something from it. You guys apply it to any situation you guys are in now or future situations nonetheless.
I really hope that you guys also got to know us a little bit better about how we met and everything. If you haven't already, please be sure to subscribe. It would make me so happy. If you guys do want to see more of him, just let me know down in the comments below.
If you don't want to see more, you
let me know down in the comments below. That's okay. But guys, thank you so much for watching. I love you forever and always, and I'll see you in my next video.
See you guys.
What are you doing?
Have a good day.
Are you trying to be me?
Yeah.
Bye guys.
Bye.